Hello everybody and welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. It is time for race number 2 of the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series season, the Strat Las Vegas 200. So not a great start to our season. As you see, we are way far down in the points. So we're going to have a lot of work to do after a terrible finish. Surprisingly, Angela Ruck finished in the top 5 in Daytona. So she's currently in the playoffs, but of course a long season to go. Here's our qualifying run coming out of turn number 4. Not a very good lap, but it's going to be better than it was in Daytona. So across the line, a 34.01, 25th. So at least it's not 32nd this time, but we're still going to have to work our way from the back of the pack. And look, there's Angela Ruck right in front of us, so we'll start kitty corner to her. So Ben Rhodes had to change an engine, so he'll start at the back. Johnny Sauter is your pole winner, and Tate Fogelman crashed during qualifying, so they are driving a backup car. So here we come to the green flag in the air, and we are racing in Vegas. And I did get my Fanatec shifter fixed. As it turns out, it actually was an issue with my thing. It's a very common issue with the Fanatec shifters. So it just involves some cleaning of the inside parts. Luckily, none of the crazy stuff where some people have to do where they have to actually rework the magnet. So fingers crossed on that. But as we work our way down the back straightaway, we're going to look to the inside of Ruck in P23, looking for P22. Only 6 laps in this stage. Of course, the truck series short in general, so very short stages here. As you can see, they're kind of 2, almost 3 wide in front of us. Now we got Gus Dean up ahead. And at this point, and I noticed it in the qualifying run, on the early run, the truck's kind of stiff. So I don't know if it was, running the low lines. We're going to try the high line up here, but the truck still feels kind of stiff. We're not really able to do anything with it. We're able to get past Gustine there, but that's just because we had the momentum. But especially with this big group of cars in front of us, it seems like the low line might be our best bet, as it looks like both Decker and Anderson are going to be in that high line. But you can see the truck scoots up the track again, and we're actually going to have to fall in line behind Anderson there. But just on the inside line, it's not a very stable truck. It just wants to keep pushing. So maybe we can try to loosen that up in some of the stages up here. Is now Ben Rhodes, who started in the back. He's coming up our inside, but we're going to split the middle there with Ben Rhodes. Now Jennifer Jo Cobb and Decker squeeze us in the middle. We're going to make a little bit of contact with Natalie Decker. And there goes Anderson back past us. So it's squeezed by 2 of the ladies of the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. And we are still P22, battling for P21 with Rhodes. We're going to take him on the outside. We're going to use Cobb as a pick. And we're just going to try to stick with Jordan Anderson. He seems to be running a decent line. So just kind of try to follow him because he's slowly working his way through the field as well. As it looks like Ankrum's also trying to work his way up through the field here. They're going to split Jennifer Jo Cobb coming out turn number 2. And now Jordan Anderson on the outside of Decker. We're just going to try to follow him through. But they can see they got side by side again, so we just kind of stick to that inside line. Because with our truck being down, whoa, big trouble in front of us. Car blows an engine, and we cannot avoid it. We're going to get right into it, and we have damage on our truck already. And caution is out, and that'll end stage number 1. So we're going to go ahead pit with everyone else. We're going to add some tape, take some wedge out to make it looser, and of course fix the damage. Luckily, not too much damage. And with the NASCAR Heat physics and damage model, we're able to basically get a new truck again. But as I was going to say, as we go green, and we just get a terrible restart. It has nothing to do with the shifter this time, just a terrible restart for some reason. I actually don't remember what I was going to say. It was something about Anderson, but even though he was on that high side, we just couldn't get the truck to run up there either because of how tight it was, but it was really bad on the inside line. But a really terrible restart for us there. Going to fall all the way back to P23. Clay Greenfield now on our inside. We have Ruck again in front of us. As it looks like Stuart Friesen is leading the way in. Based off how his 2020 season went, this game is not realistic in the slightest. I love Stuart Friesen. I think he's a great driver, but his 2020 season was just awful in their transition to the Toyota from the Chevrolet manufacturer. But now it looks like Ross Chastain's going to chase the lead up front. As now we have Rafael Lessard up ahead of us in P20, but still a big way to go to him, about a second. As we clear Ruck, you can see we're able to drive away from them fast. Ben Rhodes now has to work on her truck. He gets past pretty easily. He's going to try to follow us up through the field. So even though it's race 2, we're already noticing that our truck isn't necessarily the fastest. It is definitely what the 3-star team that they advertise it as. It just doesn't seem to have that run that the other trucks are able to get, especially someone like Ben Rhodes who drives for Thorsport, which I imagine is a 5-star truck team. As Josh Raymu, I believe it's pronounced. We're going to work to his inside, split the middle. Ben Rhodes on the inside. He's going to take the position for the time being, and now he's going to work his way up to Jennifer Joe. So we're just going to try to follow him here, maybe see if we can work our way past Jennifer Joe as well. But Ben Rhodes really has a fast truck. He just seems to keep getting set backwards with us, as it looks like that's one of the KBM trucks in front. Yes, it is. Lessard. Ben Rhodes works his way past him. He's trying to work his way through the field fast. And now we're going to be all over the rear end of Lessard. Have a huge run down the back straight. We're going to look to the inside into turn number 3, and we are going to take the position. And now we have Tanner Gray in front of us, as Ben Rhodes got past him as well. But Rafael Lessard has a little bit of a run. We're going to block him there and go below the apron to make the run not possible for Lessard. And he's going to have to go to our outside, but we chop him off again heading into turn number 1. So jumping ahead just a couple laps here to further in the stage, we did get past Ankrum, and we are up to P19, but there was just no one around us, so it was just kind of driving around. And the caution is out. I assume someone blew their engine again, or it might have been the final lap of the stage. I truly wasn't paying that much attention to it. I was just kind of trying to work on my lap times. So we're going to add more tape to the front of the grill. I think we're going to take a little bit of wedge out again. The truck still felt pretty tight, and it's just not that fast. That's one of the reasons I wanted to add tape, is that the truck just didn't feel very fast. Once there was cars in front of us with a bit of a gap, we just couldn't really get up to them. So P18 for the restart here. Going to get in line on the inside line. Ty Majeski looking to our inside here. We seem to have a really slow roll-off for these restarts as well. This is a way better restart than last time, but still pretty poor. Brett Moffitt alongside with Fogelman heading into turn number 3. Nowhere for us to really go, so we're just going to ride the inside line there. And it looks like Brett Moffitt on the way high line. He's going to try to make that work for him, but it doesn't. I'm sorry, that's not Brett Moffitt. He's directly in front of us. I believe that's Zane Smith in the 21. So he's trying to make that extreme high lane work right up against the wall. So we're going to try to go up there too, since it seemed to work for him, but the truck really gets close to the wall there, but it actually does produce a great run out of turn 2. You can see all this momentum we're going to have, but we just weren't able to do anything with it because of the 2 trucks in front of us. In fact, the next 2 laps we tried to run it again, and right there we actually ran high again. And at this point I'm really starting to notice the truck is starting to get loose, as we have a blown engine in front of us. It's Moffitt. He's going to spin out of control, and the caution is out. We are going to stay out, as the only car pitting, quote unquote, was Moffitt, who is now out of the race. So a late race restart here. We're within 10 to go, I believe. We'll find out at the line here, but green flag back out, still P18. Really haven't made up any ground on this last run, so 11 laps to go actually. And we have a really bad restart. That was completely my fault. I just completely screwed up the shifting there. I accidentally shifted into a wrong gear there. That's the problem with an H-pattern shifter. Human error can sometimes screw you over. So that only knocks us back a position though, and it's Spencer Boyd in front of us. You can see we're starting to get a little tight again, which is kind of weird. Maybe it has something to do with the tires cooling down under the caution. But a couple laps later, it started to get really loose actually. You can see in turn 1 here, I actually had to chase the truck up the track because it was just starting to get so loose, having to let off the throttle at turn 2. Anderson's going to get past us there. Now Ty Majeski right behind us. And we actually slide it into turn 3 there, and we're starting to get really loose here underneath Anderson. Trying to hold on to the truck, but we can't. It breaks loose. Hold the brake, hold the brake. Damn it. Yeah, we do need a better car. Well, we're 0 for 2 in the good finish department. So a DNF at the Strat Las Vegas 200, a measly $1,500, and things are not looking good for us in our early Truck Series career. So we're going to go over to the dirt to try to forget our problems, but the truck out of nowhere just started getting really, really loose on that run. And within 3 laps, we had spun out. And I think last time I played this game was NASCAR Heat 3, and I don't think they had DNF, so that's relatively new. And it's at least nice to see something new in a game that is relatively untouched, as I said last time. In fact, here in the Dirt Series, the only thing that's different is this Tony Stewart team, which we are, of course, racing for. So we started at the back. Qualifying does not seem to be my strong suit in anything we've done. However, in the past games, I was actually really good at the dirt racing in the game. It's something I really enjoyed. However, I just didn't want to start it as the only thing. I wanted to get right into the Truck Series, just so I didn't have to just do this. But I did want to race this as well, because I do love the Dirt Series, because again, I find the dirt racing in this game fun. And you can see we've already worked our way up to 10th on lap 3, now P9. We're just carving our way through the field. I think especially by the end of stage 2, we should be up towards the front. With 3 to go, we make a little bit of contact there with the 07. And we're going to work our way through up into P6. Hunter in P5 in front of us. We're going to chase him down. We're going to run the high line here. Now, when it comes to dirt racing, whether it's on here or iRacing or whatever, I'm always a low lane guy. It's always been a better lane for me, so kind of the, who is it? It's the Crafton line, as they say in the Truck Series. Right up against the wall usually, or right up above the cushion like this. You can see the lap before, we actually ran high and I ran into the wall. So I think running the low line is just what I need to do, because it's just comfortable for me, and it seems to allow me to get that run off the corner that I need. So we're up to P5 now. Hunter's carving his way through the field as well through. He's up to P3. And we just about missed P4 there, and we're going to finish P5 in stage 1 behind Bobby Carter, who I believe is the Fantasy Cup driver.
Be ready. Ready.
Start of stage 2, so very short stages, obviously, as this is a dirt series. Short races, 7 laps in the stage, and we are going to take advantage of the jumble up on the restart, get a huge run, and we are up to P2. Brock now in front of us. And we are kind of able to drive away from the cars behind us there. We're going to get to the inside of Brock, and we are going to clear him as he's now going to battle with the 77. And we are up into P1 in our first ever dirt race of our career on this game. So jumping ahead to the end of stage 1, you can see we have caught lap traffic, and the cars behind us still relatively there. I believe that's the 77, and because we actually hit the wall in turn 4, he's going to look to our inside here. Is he going to be able to take the position? We're into the wall again. He's going to take the lead. We're going to go to the inside of him in turn 3. A little bit of contact with the lap car. Out of turn 4, we're going to be able to clear him and take our first stage win. So P1 in stage 2, awarding us the 10 points and a playoff point. I honestly don't remember how long the season is, so I don't know how long the regular season is. But it helps to get those points early and a playoff point, because I'm pretty sure we will make the playoffs for this series. I think it'd be hard for us not to. Now, the Truck Series, that's going to be a different question. That one we might have a bit of hard time with making the playoffs, because even if we win a race, we're really far down the points right now. So we're going to need to start getting more consistent in our working our way up in the points. And we've only finished one of the 2 races so far, and in that first race, it was an absolutely abysmal finish. So, into the wall again, because we tried the high line. I really want to make it work, because, you know, that's kind of the actual dirt line you see most people race. So, you know, that's where people like Kyle Larson get their thing for running up high. But I just cannot make it work in these games very well. I'm really only good if I'm on the bottom. You can see right there, it actually worked for us again. We actually take the lead from Hunter, and we're just going to try to cruise away from him here if we can. He seems to be putting a bit of gap behind him as well, about a second to Brock for us, about a half second for him, and then 2 seconds on back. So really these two seem to be the best in the series. One of the reasons I went with Tony Stewart is when I did a practice race beforehand just to make sure all the controls were right and everything, Tony Stewart's AI is just overpowered. So I wanted to race in his car so there wasn't like a car that was 5 seconds ahead of everyone else. If anyone's going to do that, it's going to be me. And so yeah, we're currently just kind of cruising there. Hunter does get to our inside a little bit. He's right there, but he's not really a threat. The AI don't quite push it into the corners as much as I'd like, I should say. Not as much as they should. I'm pretty sure that's what they're programmed to. I'd like it if they push in a little more, push the issue a little more, like you see on the short tracks, you know, when you watch the dirt racing on TV. But some really good battling here, actually. We're just doing some crossover moves with each other. Hunter back to the lead, so we're going to go to the outside here, try to get a good run out of the corner as he slides up. Not quite able to get it done there, so we're just going to send it down the inside. Almost some contact there, but none made. So a little bit made on the exit. Going to use the lap car to split it 3 wide, send him way up the track because he also seems to kind of like the inside line. And we are going to take the lead back as we continue to work our way through the lap traffic. P21 right here. And because of how much that slowed him up, he's now a second behind us with 1 lap to go. So it looks like we're going to be able to cruise to our first ever dirt victory. He's kind of held up again, so he's falling even further back now. But we are well clear of the entire pack out of turn 4. We win our first ever career win, and it is in the dirt. A little burnout just to... We needed that after the terrible, terrible truck race in Vegas. So to win on the dirt track of Vegas felt really good, and just kind of like a, you know, okay, so even though I've been gone from this game for a couple years, I haven't totally lost how to drive. It is just that truck is not very good. So only $6,000 from that. A amazing $10 merchandise cut for us. How about that? And yeah, we have won our first ever race. Bobby Carter got the fastest lap of the race. I actually would have thought we got it, but I guess that traffic proved otherwise. So up next is Atlanta, a track that I do enjoy. And, you know, I got a good feeling about this. Maybe our luck will finally change. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.